Hey Snugglies, you have me again. So we're skipping 11.5, we're going to 11.6, and this is focusing on using multiplication to find the area of a rectangle. So starting on page 655, our essential question is, why can you multiply to find the area of a rectangle? Here we have a problem. You notice there's three of um, the same rectangles, so we're going to be solving the problem in three different ways. You guys know my favorite types of questions are ones that take up the entire page. So our problem starts here, if I can stay on the same page. Christina has a garden that is shaped like a rectangle below. Each unit square represents 1 square meter. What is the area of her garden? So one way that you can find the area is just to straight up count the numbers, okay, or count the squares. So you go in here and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there are 18 unit squares. Well, that didn't work. I didn't make it big enough. So there's 18 unit squares. So the area, because there's 18 squares inside, that will be the area. The area is 18 square meters. So another way is to use repeated addition. This should be starting to seem a little familiar with you. We know that we're going to be using multiplication, which is just repeated addition. So you're going to count the number of rows, count the number of unit squares in each row. If I look here on row 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit squares in row 1. So I go and I count the next row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another 6. Oh my goodness, this is all making sense now. I do the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So this one also has 6. Now, because they're all the same, repeated addition, we are going to write here 3. I have 3 rows of how many are in each row? There's 6. So I have 3 rows of 6. So that ends up being the top row, and you should be writing this on your paper, 6 plus the middle row, which is also 6. And see, look, we should be ending about the same time because it takes me a while to make all these boxes. The bottom row has 6. So we have 6, 6, 6. You guys know our multiplication songs is London Bridges for 6s. So you go 6, 12, 18. And if you know our, stop right there. So there's 18, 6, 12, 18. So the area of the same rectangle is obviously 18 square meters. Okay, a square meter means it's a meter on each side. Good heavens. Okay, now another way is to use multiplication. Okay, so we're going to count the number of rows. Well, remember, rows go across. There are 3 rows. Then we're going to count the number of unit squares in each row. Well, each row, we discovered it up here, has 6 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So over here we have 3 rows of 6. Okay, and that will give us, it says this rectangle is like an array. How do you find the total number of squares in an array? Okay, we multiply. You find the total number of squares in an array. We multiply, okay, the rows by how many in each row. Okay, we multiply the rows by how many are in each row. So multiply rows. There are 3 rows times how many are in each row. There are 6 in each row. And that gives us a total of 18. Okay, so we wrote the multiplication equation. The area is 18 square meters. That was not big enough. There we go. Okay, so that's page 655. So I honestly, at this stage where you're still getting used to area, if you do it the first way where you count each individual square, that's fine with me. If you do repeated addition, that's fine with me. If you're on to multiplication, that's fine with me. Okay, I want you to do what you're most comfortable with. Hopefully by this point, you're comfortable with an array because we've done those for months now. But if you're still not there because it's a whole new concept of area and you haven't quite made the connection to multiplication, that's okay and don't feel bad. Okay, it will come to you. It's fine. The only reason we want you to start getting to multiplication is that, like I've used, for instance, laying sod out, doing grass. Not everything's drawn with squares in there. You're going to get blank rectangles that will just say 3 on this side and 6 on this side, and you have to know to multiply them. Okay, but right now, while we're just still at the very beginning of this, the squares are drawn for you, so that's okay. So on try this, it says find the area of the figure. Each unit square is 1 square foot. So we're going to look at it just like an array like we did in chapters, I want to say 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I look and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So there's 4 rows. And it says think, there are 4 rows of 10 unit squares. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 in each row, so 4 times 10, just like you guys did with arrays. Okay, so I have 4 times 10, and you guys know any number times a multiple of 10, or times 10, is going to be that number with a 0 on the end. So, or if you do repeated addition, you have 10, 20, 30, 40. So we have 40, so 4 rows of 40. 4 rows of 10 is 40, so our area of this rectangle is 40 square feet. Okay, on the Sharon Show, same thing here. Look at this figure. We're going to do multiplication. Okay, now if you're still just struggling, just follow me, okay? But then when you're on your own, if you want to count the boxes, that's fine, but follow me with the multiplication. So how many rows are there? We have row 1, row 2, row 3. So there's 3 rows, and how many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 in each row. So I have 3 rows of 4. So to do repeated addition, that would be how many are in row 1? There are 4 in row 1. Okay, there are 4 in row 2. So 4 plus 4, because there's row 1, row 2, and then there's 4 in row 3. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. So we have 4, 8, 12, and then stop. That's row, row, row your boat. So we have 4, 8, 12. Okay, so when we multiply, we have 3 rows of 4. Now, if you're confused why we're doing this twice, we're just showing you here you can do repeated addition to figure out this shape, or you can do multiplication. Okay, so we're just showing you the 2 ways. Okay, not everyone's brains work the same way, which is why we like to show you more than one way to do it. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12. 3 rows of 4 is 12. So the area of the figure, because there are 12 squares inside, the area of that figure is 12 square units. Okay, and you can ask yourself which methods you prefer using. Which one's easier at this point? There's not a right answer. Okay, so find the area. Each unit is 1 square foot. So we have 2 rows, and in each row is, and I'm gonna do this down here. So I have 2 rows, and in each row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 rows of 7. Okay, oops, wrong button. Equal, we have 7 row 1 plus 7 row 2. That's 14, and the way that you mark the unit is you write square. Now it's square feet. Okay, and I'll abbreviate the next one. Okay, so number 3, how many, sorry, I lost something there for a second. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows. And then how many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 in each row. And that gives me row 1, 5, 10, 15. And to abbreviate square is SQ period. Feet is FT period. Square feet. Okay. Then we go to number 4. So this one is 1 square meter. Notice that. So the area, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and in each row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 8. So I have 8, 16. So remember our song, 8, 16, 24, 32. That's 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So equals 32. We write square meters. And then the last one we'll abbreviate. So how many rows do I have? I have 1, 2, 3 rows. And in each row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 3 rows of 9. So I have 9, 0, 9, 1, 8, 2, 7, 9 plus 9 plus 9, 9, 18, 27. And 27 SQ period, and then meters is M. Okay, it looks kind of funny, but that is it. Okay, so that is your lesson today. You're going to, hopefully this is somewhat of a review now that you're seeing that this is actually how we count area. It's only this time, so in multiplication you don't have really, you're counting like apples or, you know, pears or pencils, and here you have square units. So hopefully this isn't too much of a new concept and you can feel confident. If you don't, let me know and we'll talk about it. Go to your Go Math and do your 11.6 lesson and PMT. Thanks, guys.